What up, what up, what up? Quick video real quick. I got a new business partnership, and he's all about passive income. He's all about passive income, and to God be the glory that he's leaning on me to find him deals that me and him can buy together, right? So we're equity partners. I'll make another video about equity partners. But I want to make this video to show you how I'm making these steps to find us properties and make sure they cash flow and we buy them with equity. And I'm just going to give you some quick steps of what I'm doing, and then you guys can follow these steps and, get you some cash flow as well. I didn't write this down, but the first thing that you want to do is make a goal, right? You want to make a goal. And since we're talking about cash flow, it doesn't need to be a how many houses goal. It needs to be a how much cash flow goal. That should be number one, all right? Because when we're buying rent houses, when we're buying for passive income, we're worried about the return on investment and we're worried about cash flow, okay? So, okay, great. I want to make $20,000 a month with rent houses. I want to make $5,000 a month, with rent houses. And the way you want to go about doing that is if you're paying cash, then hey, great. Then cool, you don't have to worry about, no mortgage. But either way, all you want to do is find out what average rents is. You can do that using rentometer.com, put in the address, and it'll tell you what average rent is, the median rent, and what the high rents are. I don't typically do the lowest. I don't typically do the highest. I kind of do in the middle because I like longer terms on my leases, 1, 2, 5 year leases. Sometimes I'll do, not with Section 8, of course, but sometimes when it's a traditional tenant that's paying out of their pocket, I'll do a 3-month lease. And if they pay every month for 3 months, then of course they get the option to renew their lease. So that way I can make sure I like them, they like me, and we can actually have a good relationship together versus, signing up on a year lease. They pay the security deposit, they pay the first month's rent. Next thing you know, boom, lights out. You know what I mean? That sucks. It really sucks. But okay, so set your goals. All right, find out what the rent is so you can understand what the cash flow is. I can make another video about ROI. But let's continue with the steps. So make a goal, and then next, what you want to do is, I didn't write this down either. Find the money. Okay, find the money. So figure out whether you're paying cash out of your own pocket, or like myself, you're finding a partner with the money and you're buying the property together. Or if you're going to the bank and getting a rental loan or a 203K loan from Fannie Mae, or you find the money, figure out what that is. A lot of people use business credit and buy houses, with credit cards as well. A lot of people don't withdraw from your 401k, right? You want to buy inside of your 401k. And you can do that in a ton of ways. You can move money over to a self-directed IRA, and you can write a check out of your self-directed IRA. There's plenty of ways for you to find money. Probably make a separate video on that too. So then next, you want to find a house. Most important part, you want to find a house. I always tell people that, kind of have like a criteria. Okay, so, me and Kendall's criteria on the houses that we're buying right now is that they're paying themselves off in 4 years. Boom. That's it. That's really it. They're paying themselves off in 4 years. So it doesn't necessarily matter the price. It matters that whatever we paid for it, plus what the repair cost is, divided by the rent, 4 years, that it pays for itself. So find that criteria that works for you. I'm just speaking from experience. So me and him, we got this set location that we're buying in, only within this small block of properties that we're buying in. Now yours could be scattered here, scattered there, whatever you want. Find your criteria, find a house. Okay, the most important part about it is figuring out your cash flow about the house, figuring out how much your repairs are, and we'll get to that in the next step. And then also, making sure it fits your criteria. You want to buy with some equity too. So another thing is, so these houses that me and Kendall are buying, they're worth about 60 when it's all said and done. We're picking them up at 30. Easy. And we're able to buy them with equity because, number one, the seller is distressed or the property is distressed. When I say property is distressed, that means it needs to be fixed up. All right. So you're able to exchange convenience and speed, for the price of their equity. Equity, super important. Okay, super important. We'll get to that at the last step. Okay, next you want to find a good contractor. Easiest ways to find a good contractor is to go down to ABC Supply, to go down to Lowe's, ask one of the cashiers, hey, what contractors come in here the most? Point them out. You want to go between, 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 a.m. and boom, there'll be a bunch of contractors there that's actively doing work, right? In the beginning, you want to get 3 quotes. Don't go for the lowest, don't go for the highest, go for the middle. That's what I do. And of course, you'll learn from experience. Anytime you're driving down the street and you see somebody working on a house, stop, get their business card, walk in that joint and look and see what their work looks like. That's the benefit of driving and stopping. It says, hey, you're contractors? Great. I'm an investor. I'm looking for contractors right now to help me with my next project. Let me see the kind of quality work you do. All right. If they don't let you in, their work not good. If they are glad to show you with a smile on their face, it sounds like that might be a good fit for you. So next one is, get an inspection. We don't necessarily always do this one, especially if we're buying with equity. We'll just do a walkthrough inspection with ourselves. But if you're buying a little bit more expensive property, or you might want to use an inspection to get a reduction from the seller, then an inspection is always good, and you can get a licensed home inspector. I suggest, if you're going to be buying properties rapidly like we are, then I suggest making some type of agreement. Hey, if I use you twice a month, thrice a month, 10 times a month, then help me out on the price. That's up to you. And honestly, after you do a couple inspections and you walk and you're with them at the inspection, they're walking you through what they're looking for, you're going to learn what to look for, and you won't need to do that as often as you think. So next is make sure your numbers line up. Okay. Make sure your numbers line up. So when I say that, once again, buying a property for 29, I think after closing, we got it for 30. Putting 10 grand in it, boom, 40 grand. Rents for 850, minus the HOA of 120, minus your insurance, minus taxes, boom, pays for itself off in 4.5 years. Bam, easy. I know my numbers, so you need to make sure your numbers line up, because at the end of the day, you're an investor. Okay, it's not about how pretty the house is. Of course, you want to make it pretty because that's your job. Is to take care of what you own, build it up, right? Make it look nice for your tenants to stay in, but you don't want to overdo it with granite countertops and tile backsplash all over the kitchen and da. No, we're concerned with return on investment. We're concerned with cash flow. We're concerned with passive income. Okay. So next, okay, there it is. Find the money. Find the money before that. I say find the money because, me personally, I've been doing this for a little bit, so I can get a property under contract and find the money, within like a couple days. Honestly, I've we're closing on a property that day, right? I'm walking up to closing confident, no money, right? I get to the office, I make a phone call at the office. Guy wires me $20,000 to close on the deal. So, I don't suggest doing that when you're first starting. I don't suggest doing that at all. I just happened to do it that day, and to God be the glory that it worked out. But okay, next, you want to find a property manager. I can probably make a detailed video on how to do this now. I honestly don't have a property manager at the moment, but I know I'm looking for one right now. So as I get more experience in that, I'm not going to tell you anything I don't know. So as I get more experience with that, I'll make a video on property management, how to find the right one. But right now I manage my properties on my own, and I did that so I could learn what I do like, what I don't like, what's needed, what's not necessary, learn from my mistakes, make mistakes, and so that way you learn. That's the only way you're gonna get in there and do it. Yeah, the only thing you learn in a book is book smarts. You got to actually take that smarts and and apply it. So, but find a good property manager. I know in this area they're charging between 8 and 10%. With the one that I'm looking at right now, I negotiated 7. I'm hardcore. They're responsible for taking pictures. They're responsible for screening the tenant. That's one thing that I asked them is how do you screen a tenant. They're responsible for collecting rent. They're responsible for notifying me. I have guys that do work for me. So what we agreed on is that whenever the tenant complains about something, they call me and get it okayed. And then they actually make that work order out to my guys. A lot of guys a lot of property managers have in-house crews. Me personally, I like when they have in-house crews. I don't like when they sub out stuff, because when they have in-house crews, it helps you save money. And of course, because we're concerned with cash flow. But that's kind of that. Find a good property manager, okay? Because they're managing your money, they're paying you the money, and of course you need to find out what day of the month they're going to be paying you your money as well. So the one that we're looking at is Rentzilli, and they're paying us out our money on the 25th of every month. And then next, after you find a good property manager, you expect them joints to rent out. Okay, you expect them joints to rent. Now, with our property manager, we say, hey, this is where we want to list it. What do you think? We do ask them for their professional opinion, but at the end of the day, like I said, we have other rent houses, so we kind of know what each area of the city is doing. So, but you can check Rentometer and see what the average rents are there, and of course your property manager will get that joint rented for you and have you start cash flowing. Right? What you're gonna do with your rents is you're not gonna spend your rents. You're gonna stack your rents. You're gonna snowball your rents. You're gonna build that thing up, build that thing up, build that thing up. And you're going to repeat the process because we're trying to get to the goal. The first step, we're going to try to get to the goal of your $20,000 cash flow a month, or your $5,000 cash flow a month, or whatever your goal is, cash flow every month. So the way to do that is to let that joint snowball, rinse, and repeat. Okay, so make your goal, find the money, find a house, find a contractor, get an inspection, make sure your numbers line up, hire a property manager. Make sure they rent the property out as soon as possible. Snowball your rent, stack that baby up, right? And repeat the process. So if you need help finding discounted property, holla at your boy. If you need help finding deals in your market, holla at your boy. I'm not the best, but I'm good at this. I do this, and I love to see everybody succeed. I mean, you guys will find the fortune in real estate investing, and I honestly believe I have. So, God bless you. Let's get to the cash flow today. Have a great day.